Hi friends, it's your art teacher, Miss Barnett, and in this week's lesson called Nature Scroll, we're going to be creating a Japanese style hand scroll or hanging scroll. It's your choice. And what you're going to need for today's project is a long, thin piece of paper. I'm using a 6-inch by 18-inch sheet of paper, but whatever you have available is fine. You're going to want two cardboard tubes. I'm using paper towel tubes, so get some of those, and if not, you don't have those, we'll just turn it into a hanging scroll. No big deal. And then you're going to need, and if you're using these, you're going to want to cover them in construction paper, so you'll need a little bit of construction paper. You're going to need a water cup and some brushes, and a set of watercolors and some paper towels to blot your brush. So get your materials together, meet me back here, and we'll talk about how to plan for this project. All right, friends, let's talk about how to plan for a scroll. So the first thing you're going to want to decide is your picture, your artwork going to be horizontal or is it going to be vertical? It's your choice. The next thing you're going to decide is what scene from nature are you going to show on your scroll? Is it going to be a close-up view or is it going to be a far-away view? Next, you're going to think about what colors, details, and shading you're going to use. Remember, shading is lights and darks. And then what size and values, that's lights and darks as well, will you use to create your scene? So think back to our weather fronts painting project and our nature's contrast project. In both of those projects, we use paint to mix to make colors. We talked about size contrast, color contrast, value contrast. So we're going to apply all of that to this project. Before you begin, you might want to practice experimenting with colors and shading on a piece of scrap paper, and then we can use what you really liked to apply it to our artwork. So you can do that practice on your own. I'm not going to show you how because it's going to be a little different for everybody. Once you've done your practice, meet me back here and I'll show you how to make your scroll. Okay, kiddos, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a ruler and we're going to measure in about 3 inches on each side. That way you have, we're not going to paint here because this is where the tubes are going to be attached for a scroll. So this leaves us, let's measure both sides so we can get a straight line. Perfect. Then we can match these 2 dots. And we know not to paint past this line. There we go. Now I'm going to start painting my scene. I think I'm going to do some flowers today and maybe some insects. Let's get started. So kiddos, I've sketched my picture, my nature picture. It's up close with flowers and a bee. And now I'm starting with my lighter colors and my bigger areas in painting. And I'm going to start developing my colors and my shading and my values, my lights and my darks. Here we go. Okay, kiddos, while this watercolor dries, I'm going to get some construction paper out and wrap my tubes. Okay, kiddos, so my painting has dried. I've covered my paper towel rolls in construction paper, and we're going to take a minute before we move on and just check our work really quick. So ask yourself the following questions. Have you created a scene about nature? Yes. Did you show nature up close or from a distance? I showed nature up close. And did I include subtle color changes? I did. If you look at my flowers up close, you'll notice that I used different yellows here to create some changes, as well as I used some different greens here in the leaves to create some changes. So if you haven't done those things and you've checked your work, now is the time. You can make some changes before we move on. And what we're going to do, we're going to also take a look back and see if you need to make any changes and what areas you might improve. I'm pretty happy with my painting right now, but like I said, before you attach these rolls, if you have any changes you want to make, now is the time to do so. So what we're going to do is, using our glue, we're going to apply some glue up here at the top. Of our scroll. There we go. Remember, dot, dot, not a lot. And we're going to apply the tube to the top. And we're going to secure it. So help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Not a lot, just a little bit, but enough to make it stick. Place our scroll or tube. And again, try to center it, because we're going to roll these together. Let me check this real quick. Yep, that's pretty good. And help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very cool. And so this is a hand scroll, because we can roll this together and carry our work around like that with us. So I hope you have as much fun making your hand scroll today as I had making mine. I can't wait to see how yours turn out. I think mine turned out pretty cool. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, friends.